Hi, I'm Richard, and I invent and design toys and games. And I'll be helping to take the winning game and turn it into a real product that you can all play. Designing games is something most of you might not have tried before. It's a great way, however, to bring stories to life. Most games have some kind of story at their centre. Monopoly is all about buying and selling. Scotland Yard is all about catching a thief. Our story is all about the human cell. So that's what our game needs to be about. However, the story is just the start of the game. We need to figure out what you actually do in the game. What makes it fun to play, and most importantly, how do you win? Trying to figure this out isn't always easy, trust me. But we can go back to the story to try and help us to think about what might be in your game. What did you learn about the human cells that you think could be an interesting feature in your game? The best way to design a game is to start with a simple idea. But to get to that simple idea, you often have to try a few other ideas out before you get to the one that feels right. I often just start out ideas as soon as I can. You don't need lots of fancy drawing equipment, card, paper, even post-it notes. Just get some ideas down and see how they feel. Do they feel like they're going to work? Now, there's no solid rules for how to design a perfect game, although you will of course need rules to tell someone else how to play when you're not there. Rules are really important. This game is going to be a card game, meaning the game has to use playing cards as the main components. Now, most card games have around 40 to 110 cards. Now, I don't want to guide you too much, as we want to see your creativity shine through, and I love surprises. But there are some things you need to think about. There's hundreds of different card games on the market. That's because card games start as blank white card waiting for your inspiration. You can hold them, stack them, flip them, shuffle them, make sets, make patterns, collect them, get rid of them, and many, many other things. Now, of course, we want people to play your game and have a lot of fun while playing it, but also learn about the human cell. Just by playing your game, some people are going to want to find out a little bit more. They're going to be inquisitive. So your game's like a catalyst for them to discover more information about the human cell. So where to start? Well, you may have played card or board games before, and that's always a good start to think about games you enjoyed playing and what it was about those games that you enjoyed. Now, we don't want you to copy other people's games, but you can certainly take some inspiration from them. Many of the best games borrow little ideas from each other, so your game doesn't have to be 100% totally unique, don't worry. Many card games involve you collecting cards or making sets, but it's important to think that you've got to have interaction between the players. You don't want people being quiet, not talking to each other. So think about that interaction. Now, one thing that is our key ingredient in a lot of games is choice. When people play a game, they like to think they have a choice to make, not just because it's something that they have to do. In Jenga, you can choose which block to take. In Uno, there's always a couple of cards to choose. So choice is really important because they might choose to do something different next time they play. Now, not all games need a winner. Sometimes we have what's called a collaborative game, meaning people win or lose together. It's a great way to get people interested in games who perhaps aren't good gamers, but it's a little bit hard to design the game, so think carefully about that. Now, when we talk about the game design, we really refer to it as the game mechanic. It's like the system, the invisible system that's underneath. Now, games use maths to balance the game. Take Monopoly, for example. The balance of money and how many houses there are in the game is very important to keep the game flowing. This mechanic takes a lot of time to get right and is something that I will help tune for sure. But if you're into maths and probability, you could certainly help out in the card game design. In fact, many games, nearly all games, are created in some kind of team. Different skills from the story of the game, the art of the game, the maths of the game. Because of this, we have created roles for you to think about when creating a game. A person can do more than one role, but it helps to think about the process of how games are created. So the basic game design, how a game could look, testing a game, I do a lot of testing. And of course, I'm writing clear instructions for how to play your game and telling me how you think your game should play. That's really important. Now, the last piece of advice I'll give you guys is to listen to each other's ideas and don't assume your idea is always the best idea. It might well be, but other people will definitely be able to help and make your game better. And as I said, games are a team sport. So you are now part of my design team, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys can create. Bye.